I am Team Andy Cohen all the way.
I couldn't be
funny. More Team Andy Cohen. Him being like his pettiness towards Ryan Seacrest.
It's so funny to me. So like, and I don't even really know if there's too much substance to it, but I am building it in my head that these two are like gonna do like a celebrity boxing match.
Who's the better host?
Yes, like so. We're gearing up. We're gearing up for the CNN New Year's. Everybody's freaking out because allegedly Andy and Anderson are like not allowed to drink, and everyone's like, "Well, what the fuck? That's the best part of the show. Like, let them drink." And Ryan Seacrest said something along the lines of, you know, it's probably best that they don't drink.
Well,
because
Ryan
they film
Seacrest was so petty about it.
Yeah, they film their shows like right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's like ABC or whatever station Ryan is on, and their CNN setup are right next to each other. And so I guess, you know, from watching them last year, he's like, it's probably for the best. He made some comment, like a little passive, like, probably for the best, something like that.
Or and I think he said something like, I don't drink at the job.
Yeah,
or something like that.
And so New Year's goes by, and they do their shows. Andy and Anderson not drinking like they
Andy was
usually.
like, I need tequila.
Yeah, like they're making him take fucking shots of like stupid shit as a joke and all these things. So they're laughing. Andy made a joke about having edibles in his pocket. And then Ryan, who does, you know, Live with Kelly and Ryan, Kelly Ripa and Andy Cohen are very close, besties. Mm-hmm. And on their show, Ryan tells Kelly, like, you know, I think everything went well. I actually tried to wave to them. And Anderson turned around and was like, you know, have a great show. Like, have a great show. Like how Anderson talks. Like, and he said thanks. And then he goes, and you know, Andy didn't turn around. And Kelly's like, oh no, like that's not like she's like trying to defend Andy Cohen, and because they're really very close. Like she segues it into being like, oh well, I saw Ben and Lucy, like I saw the kids yesterday, like they're very close. And Ryan Seacrest tries to make it seem like Andy Cohen just totally fucking blew him off, like just being like,
that's
I'm not
so
turning
funny to me. Like I'm sorry,
so now
Andy, very funny.
And so now Andy Cohen is like, oh, I didn't see him. It's just Andy Cohen's response was like, oh, I must have missed it. I didn't see him. So it's just it's an all-time back and forth that I really think I just love it. I think it's very
We
funny.
don't need to see Andy Cohen and Ryan Seacrest reunite together and take a picture and be like, we're good. We don't need to see that. We need to have an imaginary feud between the two hosts in our heads.
I know. Well, and so this morning, Andy Cohen went on Ryan Seacrest's show, which I'm now learning in real time as I just looked this up.
And Andy Cohen went on the show.
Yeah. And Andy said, I didn't know where we stood, Ryan. I got to tell you something. I like watching people fight. I don't like fighting with people. And then Ryan said, well, we're not. That's the funny thing. Like, we're not fighting. Seacrest told the audience there is no feud and that he and Cohen have been friends for more than a decade. The question of their pal status arose Tuesday when Seacrest said Cohen never acknowledged him on New Year's Eve. Cohen used his SiriusXM show Wednesday to set the record straight by saying, I never saw him. The assumption was that a feud was brewing because the two have exchanged jabs for years, most recently over the notion whether New Year's Eve hosts should be allowed to drink on air. And this is... Okay, so Andy Cohen said, this is really an Anderson thing. I called Anderson and yelled at him on the radio yesterday. I was on my radio show yesterday. I said, you know, Anderson, typically when one of us sees Ryan behind us, one of us will nudge the other to say, hey, there's Seacrest. And he's mad that Anderson didn't give him a nudge to be like, hey, say hi to Seacrest. I don't care if these two are on Ryan's show clearing the air or doing whatever they are. There's some bad blood between these two, and you cannot tell me otherwise. I don't believe it. Even if, like, no one wants to look like the bad guy here. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if Ryan invited Andy on the show, Andy's not going to say no. Because then Ryan would say on his show, I invited Andy, and he said no.
Right, and you know Andy Cohen's talking shit about Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah,
100%.
Totally.
Him and John Mayer are going to dinner, and Andy Cohen is cracking up, talking shit about Ryan Seacrest.
And Kelly Ripa's just in between. Yeah. Kelly's definitely team.
Oh my
Andy.
God. Kelly Ripa and Andy. Kelly Ripa went
over
to see
Kelly
the
and
kids
Ryan
to talk about Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like, I just hope that this continues for New Year's Eves in the future, where they feel like they have to have little spats.
I like it. It spices things up.
Yeah, it does.